All right. I came to the United States when I was 11 years old, back in 2001, before the towers fell.
I came to the United States when I was 1 year old. I didn't really notice that there was any, that I was different from anyone else.
When I came to the United States, I was 11 years old. I came with my mother and my sister with a tourist visa.
I was born in Linköping, Sweden, and I came here just before I turned 4 years old. My earliest memories are definitely not in Sweden, but being in elementary school here and having to learn how to assimilate in language, in culture, in dress, in and fit in with the other kids.
When I actually really started noticing that I was undocumented, that I was in a different situation, was in high school. At the end of high school, when I realized that I couldn't drive, I couldn't go out of the country, I couldn't really travel. I wasn't able to get a lot of scholarships, or most scholarships, because most of them require a social security number.
I would say that the life of an undocumented student, or at least how I have perceived it, is you never really owned your life. You always seem like somebody else is really calling the shots on what you do and sort of what's the next step. And regardless of how much you try, there's always going to be that obstacle of, this is it. You're always going to be facing with that crossroads.
I grew up without knowing what the meaning of really, I guess, undocumented versus citizen versus resident. I didn't know that there was a definition for everything. I did know that my dad was considered a citizen, and I did know that my mom had this weird card in her purse that was, it said resident alien, and I remember when I was like 10 years old or something, I remember saying, "Mommy, you're not an alien." And she said, "No, that's just a name that they have to mean that we're special."
Every student who happens to be undocumented, like myself, is just asking for an opportunity to contribute back to this country. We have strived so hard in high school, and some of us even graduate with a college degree, so we are only asking an opportunity to become full members of society.
I'm a Texan. I have been living here for 11 years. I grew up and I was raised a Texan, and I feel really proud of living in this state. And I just wish to be able to practice my profession, give back in a sense, help out future Texans, the future generations.
I grew up here all my childhood. I went to school here and everything. I've never lived in Mexico, so it's hard to have people tell me that, you don't belong here, you're not an American, when I have grown up here, and it just kind of sucks because they're not really letting me identify myself as an American 100%, but I can't identify myself as like Mexican because I didn't grow up there. I really don't know how life is over there.
It's really disappointing when people say, "Go back to where you came from, go back home," because this is home, and I would have nowhere to return to. And this is the culture that I know, the language that I know, the people that I know. I've grown close to my friends and my family that are here. So this is home.